Dame girls from a grade on 7th Street, a pigeon lands where two cracks meet. The bakery exhales its flower breath, while someone's alarm clock whispers death to one more dream they'll never keep. The city wakes in 1,000 ways, 1,000 hearts behind 1,000 shades. We never speak, we never wave, but we share the light of the same new day. A window opens, curtains breathe, a radio hums beneath ears. The crosswalk blinks its amber eye, the stranger tilts her face to sky and tastes the rain before it leaves. The city waits in 1,000 ways, 1,000 hearts behind 1,000 shades. We never speak, we never wave, but we share the light of the same new day. Every footstep writes a line, every doorway holds a life, and none of us will ever know the stories passing left and right. The city waits in 1,000 ways, 1,000 hearts behind 1,000 shades. We'll never meet, we'll never wave, but we breathe the air of the same new day. The same new
day. 6:15, the grinder starts to sing. I know the sound of every cup and ring. The woman with the scarf takes hers with cream. The tall man, black, 2 sugars, are lost in dreams. I write their names on paper, not on skin. I know your order, but I don't know you. Your morning face, your coat of gray or blue. You hand me coins, our fingers almost touch. I'll start your day, I wonder, is it much? The college kid who always reads the news, a couple splitting up, they think I don't know. She orders for herself now, table 2. He stopped coming in a week ago. I poured the milk and watched the patterns bloom. I know your order, but I don't know you. Your morning face, your coat of gray or blue. You hand me coins, our fingers almost touch. I start your day, I wonder, is it much? Steam between us like a veil. Every latte tells a tale. You'll forget me by the train, but I'll be here when it rains. I know your order, but I don't know you. Your favorite seat, the lipstick on your brew. You rush away, the bell above the door. Tomorrow morning I'll be here once more.
The glass is cold against my temple bone. The diesel hums a hymn I've always known. A man is running late, his tie undone. A child waves at me, I wave at no one. The city scrolls like someone else's phone. From the bus window everything is still. The joggers and the pigeons on the hill. I pass through every block but never stay. I see 100 lives and look away. A woman paints her lips at the red light. An old man walks his dog in fading white. The coffee shop, I'll never step inside. The bench where someone's sitting open-eyed and dreaming in the thin November light. From the bus window everything is still. The joggers and the pigeons on the hill. I pass through every block but never stay. I see 100 lives and look away. Maybe someone on the street sees my face behind the glass, wonders where I'm going to, wonders if I'll ever pass again. From the bus window everything is closed. The stranger and the life I'll never know. I press my hand against the morning cold and hold the world I'll never learn to hold.
I trim the thorns from roses before night. I wrap the stems in paper, tie the twine. A man came in with shaking hands today. He picked the white gardenias, couldn't say the words I wrote the card. I know the lines. I dress the love I've never worn myself. Peonies for promises, lilies for farewell. My hands smell like the garden after rain. I give away the flowers, keep the stain. The woman buys forget-me-nots each week. She never says for whom, I never peek. The petals fall like confetti on my floor. A boy came in, his first bouquet, he swore he'd marry her, his voice so high and sweet. I dress the love I've never worn myself. Peonies for promises, lilies for farewell. My hands smell like the garden after rain. I give away the flowers, keep the stain. Between the fern and baby's breath, I build a world of someone else's yes. And when I lock the shop at night, the scent of love still holds me tight. I dress the love I've never worn myself. Chrysanthemums for mothers, roses for the bowl. My hands smell like the garden after rain. I give away the flowers, keep the lasting stain.
The hallway smells of iodine and sleep. My shoes squeak stories on the linoleum. I check the monitors like 3:15. Held Mrs. Park's hand through her fever dream. Watch the ivy drip its silver stream. The vending machine hums the only song I've heard since midnight. Chocolate dollar gone. A doctor nods, his eyes like mine half shut. A gurney passes, wheels against the rut of tiles we've walked 10,000 hours on. I carry names I'll forget by June. The ones who healed, the ones who left the room. But dawn is breaking through. The exit door. My coat is heavy, but my feet no more than anyone about. The walk back home. The city's waking as I'm closing down. The joggers pass, they smell like morning ground. I buy a coffee from a boy who smiles. I've been awake for 37 miles. I carry names I'll learn to put away. The steady beat, the fluorescent gray. But every sunrise through the parking lot reminds me why I give all that I've got. The night was long, the morning light is not.
I set my case down where the subway breathes. My saxophone still warm against my knees. The suits walk past, they never break their stride, but I can see them tapping on the side of briefcases they carry like disease. I play for the ones who stop and stay, the tourist with the map folded the wrong way, the kid who drops $1 and a grin. I don't need a stage, I've got the wind, and every stranger is my opening. The echo off the tile is my reverb. A pigeon struts like it's heard every word. The old man sits and listens for an hour. His eyes go somewhere past the highest tower. I play the melody he can't afford. I play for the ones who stop and stay, the woman in the rain who walked halfway and turned around to hear the final note. She pulled her collar higher on her throat and smiled like music found her anyway. No contract, no encore, no marquee, just concrete underneath and sky above me. The city is my venue, rain or shine. Every corner is a stage of mine. I play for the ones who almost leave, the stranger and the song they didn't need until they heard it floating through the crowd. I'm just a man who plays a little loud on a corner where the city learns to breathe.
I read the first page of everything that comes. The paperbacks still smell like someone's thumbs. A detective novel opened in the rain, a love story with coffee on page 10. I know the beginnings, never how they're done. I live in first chapters, opening lines. The dust between the shelves is where I hide. 100 worlds are stacked against the wall. I've started every one and finished none at all. A man comes in and asks for something brave. I hand him Hemingway, he holds the weight. A girl wants poetry to heal a break. I find the Neruda with the crumpled page. She reads it standing in the window's gray. I live in first chapters, opening lines. The pencil marks that someone left behind. 100 worlds are stacked against the wall. I've started every one and finished none at all. Between the fiction and the true, I press a wildflower someone left in volume 2. Every book's a door I crack. I peek inside but never quite come back. I live in first chapters, opening lines. The margin notes, the underlines, the signs. 100 strangers left their marks in blue, and I'm the only one who reads them through. The bookshop girl who never sees it through.
The meter ticks like a metronome. Another stranger climbs inside my home. She smells like wine and jasmine, heading west. Her mascara's running, I don't ask the rest. The rear view holds more stories than I own. Midnight rider, where you going to? Everybody's got us somewhere overdue. I drive through rain and neon, turn by turn, collecting all the things I'll never learn. From the backseat confessionals of you. A businessman is crying on the phone. A couple kissing like they're all alone. The college kid who's laughing at the stars. I've mapped this city out in other people's scars. And every fare is someone walking home. Midnight rider, where you going to? Everybody's got us somewhere overdue. I drive through rain and neon, turn by turn, collecting all the things I'll never learn. From the backseat confessionals of you. Red light, green light, hold your breath. Left on main and right on rest. The windshield wipers keep the beat to every heart behind my seat. drive the empty streets back home again. A taxi full of ghosts and almost friends. The city sleeps, but I'm still passing through.
In the oven breathes its heat. I dust the counter with a cloud of wheat. My apron's white as every day before. The sourdough is rising on the floor, and yeast makes time smell bitter, dark and sweet. I fold the dough like folding someone in. Warm hands on warm hands, flour on my skin. The city's still asleep, the streets are bare, but bread is rising, rising everywhere. And morning starts before the morning begins. The croissants curl like commas in a line. I shape each roll the way my mother's did, lined up to cool on Sunday windowsills. The butter melts, the sugar slowly fills the air with something close to being fine. I fold the dough like folding someone in. Warm hands on warm hands, flour on my skin. The city's still asleep, the streets are bare, but bread is rising, rising everywhere. And morning starts before the morning begins. No one sees me through the frosted glass, kneading while the darker hours pass. But when they tear the crust and close their eyes, they taste the 4 a.m. inside. I fold the dough like holding something dear. The steam, the salt, the almost fallen tear. The city wakes to what I've made alone, and every stranger takes a little home, a piece of warmth they'll never know was here.
The fire escape is steep, but I don't mind. I carry cadmium and turpentine. The skyline waits like canvas in the cold. The water towers rust in shades of gold, and every rooftop is a different line. I paint the city from the top of things, the cranes, the smoke, the helicopter wings. Up here the noise is just a hum below. I mix the sunset with the traffic's glow, and no one knows the colors that I bring. A pigeon watches from the AC vent. My brushes smell like linseed and cement. I caught the way the bridge bends in the heat, the shadow of a cloud on Market Street, and all the blue the afternoon has spent. I paint the city from the top of things, the fire escapes and laundry on the strings. Up here the people shrink to dots of light. I give them shapes they'll never see at night, and no one knows the world the rooftop brings. They walk below inside my frame, 1,000 strangers without names. I press them gently into pain and hold the city without complaint. I paint the city from the top of things, the rain, the dusk, the way the morning clings to every window, every chimney stack. I put it all on canvas, give it back, a living painting made of light and strings.
Table 5 still takes his eggs with rye. Table 9 just left, she didn't cry, but she held her fork like holding on. The ketchup stain looks like a little swan, and someone's kid drew mountains on the pie. I carry plates and I carry names, the regulars who come through snow and rain. I know who's lonely by the way they chew, who's celebrating, who is almost through. The diner keeps them all inside its frame. The man in corduroy reads every day, the same booth, same time, same Cabernet. Two girls are laughing over something small. A trucker sleeps against the wooden wall. His coffee's cold, I warm it in a way. I carry plates and I carry names, the couple who stopped talking lost their aim. I know who knows healing by the way they eat? Who picks the crumbs up? Who forgets the receipt? The diner holds what no one else explains. Between the kitchen and the door, I've walked 1,000 miles across this floor. I've seen the city sit right here and show me what it keeps in here. I carry plates and I carry weight, the tips, the smiles, the ones who came too late. I wipe the counter when the last one goes, and in the quiet everybody shows. The diner knows the things the city won't say.
When it beep, beep, ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo, ba-da-ba-dee-dee. I check the forecast like a fisherman checks the tide. My cart is folded up, my umbrella's packed inside. The clouds come rolling in from the river to the park. I sat up on the corner just before it all goes dark, and suddenly I'm everyone's best friend outside. When it rains, I appear like a magician with the thing you need right here. $5 for the small, the big one's $8. I'm the only man who smiles when the storm won't wait. When it rains, oh, when it rains, I'm here. The woman in the heels, she's always unprepared. The banker grabs a black one, doesn't stop to compare. A boy buys red for someone waiting on a train. An old man says, I knew, I felt it in my veins, and hands me coins with fingers cold and bare. When it rains, I appear like a genie with a wish you didn't hear. $5 for the small, the big one's $8. I'm the only man who profits from the gray. When it rains, oh, when it rains, I'm near. Sunshine puts me out of work. Clear skies leave me in the dirt, but I love the smell of pavement wet and the sound of people running from regret. When it rains, I appear with the polka dots, the stripes, the solid gear. You curse the sky, I bless it every time. The storm's my clock, the thunder is my chime. When it rains, the city needs me here. Oh, when it rains.
The books come back with sand between their lines. A boarding pass to Lisbon pressed in spine. Someone underlined, I loved you once. In blue ink, 3rd edition, chapter 1. The margins hold what words leave far behind. I read the notes you left between the words. The coffee rings, the feathers dried out herbs. A photograph of someone at the sea, tucked inside a book on botany. I know you by the silence you preferred. A pencil heart on page 143. A grocery list where poetry should be. Milk, bread, eggs, and then in smaller hand, I miss the way you used to understand. The returns desk is a lost and found for grief. I read the notes you left between the words. The dog-eared pages, highlighted thirds. A letter folded into someone's prayer. I smooth it out and put it back with care. I know you by the silence you preferred. The Dewey Decimal holds it all in place, but love and loss don't have a numbered space. I file them where the fiction meets the real, and guard the things that strangers choose to feel. I read the notes you left between the lines, the tear stains and the underlines that shine. 100 strangers trusted me with this, the quiet archaeology of bliss. I close the book and place it back in time.
The platform's empty save for me and light. The schedule board has given up for night. My shoes are wet, my ticket's in my teeth. The train arrives with nothing underneath but steel and sparks in someone else's flight. Last car, last seat, last stop on the line. The window's just a mirror after 9. I watch myself go flickering through the dark, a stranger to the stranger in the glass, the only passenger with too much time. A newspaper is folded on the floor. The headlines read like someone else's war. The seats still hold the warmth of who was here. A woman's perfume fading thin and clear. The train rocks gently like a closing door. Last car, last seat, last stop on the line. The tunnel swallows every passing sign. I watch the stations blur like running paint, becoming nothing, becoming someone faint. The only passenger who doesn't mind. Between the stations is a kind of prayer. The rattle and the hum, the moving air. I'm going home, but home is just a word for where the quiet waits to be disturbed. Last car, last seat, last breath on the line. The city shrinks behind me, light by light. I press my head against the shaken pane and let the rhythm take away the name of everyone I was before tonight. My gloves are white, my posture's never wrong. I've held this door since 1981. Good evening, sir, good morning, ma'am, good night. I tip my hat beneath the chandelier light, and no one asks me where I'm coming from. 1,000 faces, none of them my own. I greet the world from underneath this stone. The marble floor reflects my polished shoes. I open doors to rooms I'll never use. The grandest house where I am most alone. The bride came through in June with trembling hands. The diplomat who spoke in no man's land. A child once waved and I waved slowly back. Her mother pulled her forward down the track of lobby carpet past the golden band. 1,000 faces, none of them my own. I bow to strangers heading somewhere warm. The revolving door spins everyone away. I stand and watch them vanish through the day. The century of a life I've never worn. They think I'm part of the architecture here, a fixture like the clock, the chandelier. But underneath the uniform and brass, there beats a heart behind the looking glass. 1,000 faces, one of them tonight, looked back and said, I hope your night's all right. I almost spoke, I almost dropped my guard. Instead, I smiled and held the door ajar. The grandest house, the smallest kind of light.
I hang between the 14th and the sky. My squeegee cuts the clouds in half up high. A woman's doing yoga in her hall. A man is crying by a bedroom wall. They never see me floating right outside. I clean the glass between their world and mine, and for a moment everything's defined. The breakfast tables, bookshelves, unmade beds, the arguments, the kisses, bowing heads. I see it all and wipe it off the line. An office full of people, no one speaks. A birthday cake, the candles lose their light. A cat that presses paws against the pane. We stare at each other through the rain. I'm just a shadow in their Mondays and their weeks. I clean the glass between their world and mine. The soapy water running down like wine. The corner offices with city views. The tiny kitchens, laundry rooms and blues. I see it all and leave it all to shine. They think the window's just a wall of light, but I've seen both the morning and the night. From this side, every life looks like a frame, and every frame deserves a different name. I clean the glass between their world and mine, and when it's clear I'm nowhere to be found, the city opens up like a dollhouse wide. 100 lives all pressed against the tide. I dry my hands and rappel down the line. My guitar case is stickers from the rain. A cardboard sign that says I play for change. But change is more than coins inside a hat. It's the woman who sat down and stayed for that last song I wrote on someone else's train. I sing on the other side of town, where the streetlights flicker and the sun goes down. Nobody sent me, nobody's waiting home. I chose the corner and I chose the cold, and I chose the singing over settling down. The evening crowd is different from the day. They walk a little slower, stop and sway. A man with groceries hums along off key. A teenage girl records a reel of me, and somewhere in her phone I almost stay. I sing on the other side of town, where the neon buzzes and the leaves turn brown. Nobody promised me a single thing, but every night I open up and sing, and something in the darkness settles down. There's a saxophone across the bridge, a man who plays like breathing on a ridge. We've never met, but I can hear him play. Our music meets somewhere along the bay. Two strangers holding up the city's hymn. I sing on the other side of town, where the rain comes sideways and the buses drown. And if you hear a melody tonight that sounds like someone trying to get it right, it's just a woman singing what she found on the other side of town.
The register's been counted, drawer is shut. I flipped the sign from open, that's enough. The broom moves slow across the wooden grain. It finds a button, half a paper crane, and something small that someone didn't love. I sweep the day into a little pile. The dust, the footprints, every passing smile. The bell above the door won't ring till dawn. Turn the lights off one by one by one, and stand inside the quiet for a while. The shelves are straight, the counter wiped to bone. The window shows my face against the stone. of buildings dark across the narrow street. A woman passes, tired on her feet. We catch each other's eyes and walk alone. I sweep the day into a little pile. The receipts, the small talk, everything on file. The lock clicks twice, the city hears it too. Another day of giving what I grew, and standing in the silence with a smile. My father swept this floor before my hands. He said a shop is how a person stands between the street and what they choose to keep. I keep the ritual, I keep the sweet. I sweep the day into a gentle close. The jacket on, the collar for the cold. I leave the awning out in case of rain. Tomorrow I'll unlock the door again and fill this room with everything I know. The quiet shop, the city down below.
The barista locks the door and looks above. The florist pulls his awning in with love. The nurse is walking home, her scrub still on. The baker's breath dissolves into the dawn, and everyone looks up at once. It's just enough. Same rain falling on us all tonight. Same rain tapping on the window light. We've never spoken, never said a name, but somewhere underneath we feel the same. Same rain, same city, same sky. The taxi driver parks beside the shore. The busker packs her guitar, heads for the door. The painter's canvas running wet with blue. The waitress wipes the last booth, sees it too. The water on the glass she's seen before. Same rain falling on us all tonight. Same rain soaking through the neon bright. The doorman and the man who sells the news. The librarian walking different streets in the same rain down. And if I passed you on the avenue, I wouldn't know your face, but I'd know the view of someone caught beneath the same gray crown. Same rain falling on us all right now. Same rain on the rooftop and the brow of every stranger I will never meet. Same puddles underneath our different feet. Same rain, same city, same sound of strangers homeward bound.
The street lights switch from gold to breathing low. The last bus sighs and lets its passengers go. A window closes somewhere on the 5th. The rain has stopped, the air smells clean and stiff, and every sound is softer than before. The city sleeps with all its strangers in, the barista and the baker and the glow. Beneath the bookshop's slowly closing door, the florist and the nurse, the painted floor. The city sleeps and all the lives begin to dream the dreams they couldn't live within. The taxi's parked, the meter finally done. The doorman hangs his jacket, every button undone. The Busker's saxophone is in its case. The waitress takes her shoes off, finds her place. The umbrella man folds up just like his own. The city sleeps with all its strangers close. The window washer and the evening ghost. The librarian with pages in her hair. The painter and the rain-soaked evening air. The city sleeps and nobody knows how near we are to those we'll never know. 20 lives inside a single night. 20 windows and a single light. The moon that watches over all of us is the only one who knows enough to say we all belong beneath its sight. The city sleeps, the strangers all lie still. The bus, the train, the shop upon the hill. Tomorrow we'll pass each other on the street and never know the lives beneath our feet. But tonight the city holds us and it will. The The city holds us all and always will.